Did you know that Last Stand busts your ship's acceleration? When will we have the return of international COTS? And what happened when Wargaming offered a deal that's 5 times better than the best offer in the game? And last but not least, what was Play-Doh initially intended to do? All of these questions will be answered in today's delayed episode of Warships Weekly. Play the intro. The first topic of this week will be about the acceleration bug of Last Stand, a skill taken on destroyers and cruisers. Originally, the thread was posted on NGA, the Chinese Reddit, where some guy was hardcore testing Condé speed juking. Then they realized that Last Stand, a skill which would only be active when the engine and rudder of the ship is disabled, can actually improve the acceleration of a ship and deceleration, even without having these modules damaged. As a channel who has a regular upload schedule and entitles itself to provide its precious viewers good content, I have spent a day and night, almost, to learn how to use Excel and analyze and visualize graphs, which turned out wasn't that hard. Anyways, I've successfully created the graph that shows you which build on Des Moines is better. And let me explain it while you're looking at it. So the graph shows you the amount of time each Des Moines build needs to accelerate to full speed, which is 34.7 knots. And there are 3 variables in this test. So let's say 100. The line 100, it actually means that this build has propulsion mod 1, but doesn't have unique upgrade, and also doesn't run Last Stand in his commander skills, which is, I believe, this is the majority of the viewers. You likely run this build on Des Moines, and this is also the build that you run on Salem, because they're the same ship, basically. So surprising enough, taking Last Stand alone, and not propulsion mod, actually grants you better acceleration than the propulsion mod. And I know it's just a skill point on cruisers and 2 on destroyers, so if you like speed juking like I do, you better take it. And on the other hand, the effectiveness of Last Stand is actually less obvious once you start adding other upgrades that provide you acceleration. So if you look at the green line over here representing 101, which is like if you don't have unique upgrade or if you're playing a Salem, the acceleration does improve even more, although it's still far from what unique upgrade can provide. And it's, of course, it's the best that you can get without unique upgrade, or if you also play Salem. So I'd say under these 2 circumstances, it's worth taking Last Stand. Meanwhile, taking Last Stand on 110 Des Moines doesn't really matter. So you don't actually need to respect your captain if you have unique upgrade, which in my case I did, and I did it for the content. Anyways, but here's a question. So if this is a bug, then when will this get fixed? It's Last Stand, it's not supposed to improve the ship's acceleration, right? So it will, but not in a while actually. It is announced that Last Stand will not be fixed until patch 0.11.6, which is approximately a month about now. You know, you still have a month until they patch the stuff where you still have your zoomy Des Moines. And so go out there, have some fun. Yeah, and then when the patch hits, it's gonna go back to normal. People have been wondering whether King of the Seas will have its return, and although it really didn't last time, I still have some good news for you. Apparently this tournament is called Warships Masters, and it's a tournament for the best of the best to compete in. Instead of you, a random clan or a random team participating in the tournament, the organizers of Warships Masters actually invites the top 4 ranking clans of the Clan Battle Season 16 from North America, Europe, and Asia. Yeah, and then if you're not in the top 4 clans of your region, apparently you'll be benched and forced to watch my stream or other streamers casting the games. It's going to be taking place on the first weekend of August, and then every team's picks, the ship picks, is based on, so it's kind of like buying weapons in the CSGO shop. I don't play CSGO, but it's a point system, so when you pick a ship, you deduct points, and that's how it works. And another thing, which is the most exciting thing as a content creator, is that each team that's invited to Warships Masters can actually upload in team advertisements of their own. So yeah, that's the thing I'm most excited about. So can't wait to see the good games as well, because it's going to be top 4 teams for each region. We won't have to watch qualifiers and stuff. The announcement of this tournament has already made my blood boiling, and I already can't wait. I'm really excited, so maybe that's why I decided to share the news with you. So yeah, guys, stay tuned and stay hyped. So as you might know, about 2 days prior to this video's release, we have received the Return of the Black event. So there's this currency in the event which you can exchange by doubloons. It's called Pacific tokens, about 1-to-1. And just like any other event, there is this bundle called tokens for credits. But for some reason in this event, Wargaming forgot to add a 0 after the price of this bundle. So instead of getting 1500 credits per token, you're getting 15,000 credits per token. So get about 75 million credits for each 5,000 doubloons. And funnily enough, the bundle that gives you the most credits in the premium shop currently, which is called the shipload of credits, actually costs 25,000 doubloons and gives you 75 million credits. So yeah, apparently this offer was 5 times as worth as the best thing, the best bundle you could get in the premium shop in the game. So yeah, Wargaming realized that they kind of screwed up, and they eventually patched the bug about hours after. So now we're back to the old currency. It's like 1500 credits per token. And that will be pretty much it for today's episode of Warships Weekly, but not until we answer this very last question. What was Play-Doh supposed to be in the first place? So apparently Play-Doh started out as a wallpaper cleaner before the company realized that their sales was not songs, but at the same time they also found out that this material they used for this wallpaper cleaner was actually a pretty good modeling clay for children to play with. So they eventually rebranded it as Play-Doh, and turned out Play-Doh was one of the most successful toys throughout history. So yeah, that's going to be it for today's episode. Unfortunately, there is no ship of the week for those who like to know, the ship of the week. But yeah, apparently the reason behind it is because I've actually decided to make a separate video for Roma, which is supposed to be the ship of this week. It was such an interesting battleship, and I felt like I could add a lot more detail. Like I could talk more about it instead of just adding it in today's episode. So yeah, I think I'm gonna make a separate video for Roma, and like might also delay another week of Warships Weekly. But yeah, anyways, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have a nice day out there, and I'll see you guys in the next episode of Warships Weekly.